Hello, pets. Welcome back. Today we're looking at a new game. We're looking at Graveyard Simulator with Submarines. Now, this game is a breakdown simulation game where you tear down, in this case, a ship and sell it off for money. Trying to get as many ships as you can completed and explored. So, I'm going to start. We'll go with my current game. Only because the startup of this game is really slow. So it's kind of better to show you what's going on after the game's evolved a little bit. But you start out with nothing. You have to collect scrap randomly around the junkyard. Sell that scrap to the scrap guy, and you can get your basic tools, a sledgehammer and a saw. As you work through leveling up, you can get more abilities, you can get more skills, your equipment lasts longer. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Just wait for the game to load. But that's really what you're doing, is you're trying to get the money to get the tools to get better ships. So we'll see how that works out. But today we'll walk around the yard a little bit and see what's going on. Alright, so here we are. Let's start with the ship interface. So, in here you have your bed, which allows you to sleep. Over here we have our computer. This lets us pick ships. Now, I don't have one booked. There is one out there that you saw, but that was a previous ship that I completed. And right now, these are all of the ships that I have available. If it's got a green tag, it means I've cleared the ship at 90%. If it's got a blue tag, it means I have not done that yet. Now, they don't mark the ones you've pulled in versus the ones that you haven't. So you can pick a ship from here, and it'll show up at 8 a.m. the following day. I'm not going to do that quite yet. We'll select the ship later. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick up a ship now. We got a small one, just for the demonstration purposes. Let's take... Actually, you know what? We'll do a submarine. I haven't done one of those yet. So, this is our house. We can expand it. I don't know what all upgrades you get here by expanding your bed and the house upgrade. I think it's just more furniture. I haven't looked. But this over here is the first building. This one here allows us to hire people that will do work for us. And there's one right over here. They're around here somewhere. There's like 5 or 6 of them usually running around. Can't find one at the moment, which is kind of weird. But this guy here is a worker. I can hire him. He'll give us yellow steel or blue aluminum. He costs us 50 a day. He requires a worker level 3, which I shall go over that in a minute. And I currently have 0 of 3 employees. Now, that materials you can sell off. You can use... I'll take that. You can use that. You can sell it off. You can do all kinds of things with it. So, the next building here of interest is this one here. This is your furnace. This allows you to take different parts and pieces and use the furnace in order to make different alloys. Those alloys you can use to upgrade buildings, or you can use to sell for more profit, or you can that's the thing, upgrade for buildings or sell for profit, really. It's like this one here. If I want to do the level 3 workshop, it takes 9,000, and it takes these materials. So if I had those materials, I could do that. What do I really care about that? At the moment, not really. This guy here is your best friend. He is the one who buys everything. He has different prices. Green is good. Yellow is above average. white is average price, red is way below average. So you can watch this and try to sell at the best price. I don't bother. The differences really aren't worth it, and they change day to day. This is the tool shop. So here we can buy all the tools that we have. Like you start with the baby hammer, which isn't currently listed here anymore, and the little hacksaw here. The tier 1 hacksaw, the tier 1 hammer, which I don't see in the list anymore. But I've actually picked everything else. But things like the saws and the torches take extra things. Like these have fuel, saws have a blade. You gotta remember to buy those, otherwise you can't upgrade it. So this one's actually what I need to worry about. It's getting that. So I can get the rest of the tools. And that'll be the last of the tools from them. The last thing that we have is there are 2 more vendors over here. And these vendors are really important. It's like this guy here allows us to improve our inventory. And I only have him at level 2. I need to work him up. So I'll probably do this next, since this is a really easy one to do. He just wants some blue materials and some money, which is, and here he wants yellow materials and some more money. So that's actually really easy to do. The last guy is this one. And he allows us to buy submarines. Now, I don't know why this submarine is green. I've never bought a submarine. Honestly, I don't know why it is green. But I'm going to go with the small one down here. With the smallest submarine. And we'll book the ship. It'll show up at 8 a.m. Thank you. Oh wait, come back to my submarine. Darn it. Book my submarine. There we go. Alright. And as long as 8 a.m. doesn't come around, it's fine. Now you only got about an hour. But just to speed up time, I'm just going to go ahead and take a nap. And we'll sleep to the next day. You'll do this often because you need to change your ships out. That's usually the only time you do that. Most of the time you're not going to bother. But, so now we have our boat. It's over there. It's going to be cool. We get in our car. And we'll drive over to our submarine. Now you don't break down the whole thing. You just take out all like the valuable components and whatnot. And then leave the rest. So we're going to walk on the outside of this just to see if there's anything to do on the outside of the ship. I don't think the sub has anything you can do on the outside, but we're going to look just to be sure. No, it's all internal. Except for maybe on the top of the periscope deck. Which, this one I don't think has a ladder up to the periscope deck. No, it's got handholds, but we can't climb up there. So let's go down. Let's go through. And we'll just kind of look around real quick. So some cargo space. Some containers. Open this room. And mind you, we're only on the first floor. Little box. Some equipment. Let's see, some more boxes. This is a sleeping area. And what do we have here? Looks like the navigation. It looks like we can break down pretty much everything now. That's pretty. A lot of the boats you can't break down the navigation consoles. Let's see what's down here. Ooh, the engineering room. Now you can break down parts of this, but not all of it. It's gonna be fun. It's got lots of little parts to deal with. Let's see now. This room's got tons of barrels, some oil on the ground. Okay, so here's a gold puddle. I can't do this one yet, and I can do most of these. Like if you notice here, this takes the hammer, and it takes a little 2 or 3 hammer, and I can do that because I have the hammer. This one takes the level 3 hammer. That one takes a hammer. You're in the way. Ooh, puddle. Get rid of stuff that's in the way here. Yes, it was safe. I will do this. So we have the ability to pick locks. Now this one requires mastery of the lock picking. This is a Skyrim style pick, except it's really touchy. There we go. Ooh, we got some silver bars, some gold bars, and then we can break the safe down. So that's this part of the ship. So how do we level up? What's worthwhile? If we go to our inventory screen, we have each of our weapons. So you have the hammer, the saw, the torch, and the mop. Under utilities, you have the lockpicks, explosives, and the zip line. This is for really large ships when you get that far. The market, this is how much ships cost and how much you get for sell prices for materials, and this is how much your workers do. Now the ones you want to focus on are these, the ones that give you equipment and car slots, because that gives you the most storage capacity. Now I'm done with all of those except for the zip line because I haven't unlocked that yet, and I have 6 points. So let's go ahead and do all the damage upgrades that we don't have yet. Which I don't think there are any. Nope, we're done with all those. So I'm just going to start here. Now I get the hammer. Speed up. Now there should be... Is there another down? Or is that it for this sub? I think that might be it for the submarine. Yeah, it's just 2 decks. That's cool. So I'm just going to start by knocking everything out. Ooh, it's got second save. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. Oops. There it is. And there are cases where you need, like the gold and silver. Certain things you need that for. Most of these chests are real easy to do. They're not hard. They're just time consuming to go through them all. You just bang out each room one by one. So it's really not that hard. It's a nice casual game. So if you're looking for a nice casual game, I would heavily recommend this. And there's several others that I heavily recommend for casual games. These shining points, if you do that, it does a lot of damage. You can't always get to them, but if you can, it's always a good idea to hit them. There we go. That's that. Now, wood doesn't give you anything. Don't ask me why. They didn't decide to do anything for the wood boxes. Thank you. I really don't understand why. Because wood is used in the camp, visually. Just like there's cloth used in the camp. But they don't actually use it in the, in the actual requirements for anything. Which I find kind of weird. But if you can hit those, it saves you a lot of time and effort. And the other thing we have to do now is squeeze hit the puddle. Now our inventory in the upper left hand corner shows how much we have left. I'm down to, 24? So we're almost empty here. And you always want to check the rooms, make sure there's nothing on the walls. So every once in a while you'll miss a brick like that, or you'll miss a thing on the wall, where you miss a little tar spot on the ground. And it's just the way you just sweep through. Now, the smaller ships like this one, this is real small, take you about a day to go through. The larger ones, I had one of the medium-sized ships, and it took me, I think it was 3 or 4 days to get through it. It was very annoying. Very lucrative. Trust me, I got most of my current equipment from that one ship. I'm out of room. And yes, they will follow you and vomit out quite nicely. So you just go to your car, fall down, go to the back end of your car, unload in, and scoot up the ladder. Go back in, pick up where you left off. Now in these small ships like this, one, it's real easy to keep track of where you are. But in the larger ships, it's actually really common to lose track of where you are. And you end up going through some areas multiple times. Sometimes not by choice. Just to make sure that you've gotten everything. You didn't miss anything important. Because like these walls, I can get most of this stuff. But, for example, let's say I run out of lockpicks. Or I run out of saw blades. Or I find something that's just above my ability to break down. Like, if, say I don't have the tier 3 sledgehammer. Now I do in this case. But if I didn't, I would have to come back after getting the tier 3 sledgehammer. Like this one here. I can't do this one. I can't do chemicals. Because I don't have the next squeegee. I won't get that until I get the next level of... I'm already full. That's bad. Now, are things lost? No. So I'm sure someone's going to ask that question. Can you lose stuff just because you left it behind? Nope. It keeps track of everything in the world. I mean everything. So if you have stuff just kind of strewn about, it's going to keep track of it. Now, if it's a random item, things that are randomly spawned, those will regenerate for you. So those are generated every day. So your first couple of days, you're just picking up scrap around town. You may not, you may have to sit there and run around for a while and hunt down some scrap, for a day or two. Not really, I didn't. I think I ran around for, I don't know, maybe half a day? Yeah, I think maybe half a day. And then I didn't order, and I ordered my first ship, because it's only like 100 to order your first ship. It's real small. It's not that big of a deal. So, ordering a ship is, like I said, it's just, you go up to the ship kiosk. In this case, I ordered the sub kiosk. But you order the ship kiosk, and poof, here comes your ship. So, what I did was I got enough money to make sure I had everything I could buy with the tier 1 vendor. And then I had enough money on hand to make sure I could pay for the ship for 2 days, because I didn't know how long it was going to take me to break down. And it took me, I think, 1 day to break down the first shot. Oh wait, this is what? Hold on. This uses the saw. Okay. Alright. Oh, I didn't get everything. These are always... There it goes. It's always a little tricky, so if you want to get the best out of the saw, start from the side, come in just enough. Come in just enough, hold until it clears out, and then go to the other end. Go just to the end, and it will always fall off. Otherwise, you'd have what happened right there, where I didn't quite have enough. And I had to do it again. And you don't want to do that. Now you tend to want to do like all of one thing at once. Like all your sawing, all your hammering. Pretty much all at one time in an area. It takes less time if you do it that way. And you're usually sitting pretty good. Now we do get a lot of materials from this. And if you remember, I needed a bunch of yellow and a bunch of blue in order for the inventory upgrades, as well as a bunch of money. So I don't think we can get the money easily for the level 3 and still have enough for the ship. We'll have to look. But it is possible. So once I finish this, I'm full.